Hey everyone, welcome back to another battle port. This time it's some mechanized Japanese versus my Soviets. We're playing 1500 points and mission being point defense. Other? None. So the Japanese armored platoon, so the leader there being the Locust, light walker, some tanks, transports for everybody, and then some infantry and artillery piece to round it out. Then on to my list. So similar things. I did keep one, the SMG squad. I tried to build a tank all comers list with the, did keep one Patriot team and the special forces. I kept them around just to kind of, I've been having fun with them recently. So I do have the large heavy walker here with the Mastodon, bringing out Big Stompy again. So mine was 1500 points right on the dot and 12 dice. So the layout, the treating the hills is once you're on top, flat, but kind of rough ground getting up and down. The didn't treat these as buildings, but just as impassable. Same with the barrels and the goo and the storage containers and hardcover for here. Um, he was able to. This was a building he could get into, and then the three objective markers. So he had one here, and then you see the last one up here. So bring it on to a setup. He's got his transport and squad, and then the artillery, transport zombies, and one of the tanks. Just a close up of some of his battle suits. So these are the shooty ones. I like them. On turn one. So yeah, I'm just boss man, and then the real boss man over here telling everybody to run on. So I'm just pushing guys on. Special forces here, and action shot of them running up to the middle here. The mainly just trying to get in cover. So yep, because their idea was to, I was going to sneak them up eventually up through here, hopefully getting cover on both sides and capturing the objective. So you see his squad here. So yeah, he's bringing them around. There was my large inexperienced squad kind of pushing up, and then in the middle I got my veteran squad coming in here. The in this SMG squad, tank hunter team, then the howitzer. So I believe we're firing off. No, this was them coming on board. So yeah, and then continuing on. So yeah, this is pretty uneventful because we're just running everything on here. Big Stompy. So the idea being, at least my thought was, I'd run Big Stompy up since he doesn't really have anything to deal with it, and the dozer blade in the front. I'd be able to just kind of keep pushing things away with everybody just either coming behind there or through this. That would then give me one objective, so at a minimum a draw, and then I have some forces up here to kind of push. So he has to keep some stuff here, but then the rest of my forces I was going to run around the objective and just either break towards the center if I can, or left or right as needed, if whatever way he's not really defending, depending on where his reinforcements come in. So yeah, the to that point. So we're all at this time just bundling up back here so we don't get shot. And like I said, so my right flank. So we're moving up this way. He's got the zombies and some stuff here to shoot, but I'm thinking a bunch of SMG troops, terrors. They have some Panzerfaust. Got some range here, so I was like, okay, I can clear the infantry and maybe a tank that comes over here. So the idea being is they're going to push up this way and force either him to stay over here and commit a bunch of forces, or they're just going to clear it out and I'll take that objective. Then this ninja guys, the I know you pay a ton, but it is really nice being able to just do elite and pop them out, run up away, and then be able to run over somewhere else again. It's pretty neat. So this is at the end of turn. I kind of dash them out in the open, hoping to get first die to either run them in the elite or just, if needed, run to cover if somebody shoots at them. Brings us to 2. So thankfully nobody shot at them. I did get an early enough pull, that I just ran them up to the wall, and then they're ready for action. Yep. We're engaging in a firefight here, and then I'm just continuing, like I said, sticking with the plan, moving stuff up, holding them back to see where the armor is. If I'm going to bring them around to the left or the right. Yeah, and then, like I said, he's advancing, covering fire, and then they're kind of just moving up as needed. Just a cool shot of his howitzer spotter, and Big Stompy just waiting, just hanging out. So yeah, to that he does counter, so he brings his tank in, and yeah, mows some of these guys down. I like the Patriot team, but they haven't really don't save too much, but still fun to have, right? But yeah, so they're he's got the two tanks, but the idea the plan is I'm going to swing by, fire off, hopefully pop this one, and then with as many SMG troops as I have, these are just only zombies, right? So I should be able, one for one, should be able to take them. Yeah, and then continuing on with my plan. So these are flowing, the troops are flowing up through here. Eventually, going to just break left or break right, depending on how it goes. But right now, just staying in cover. And then tank hunter's just waiting. I saw the two here. He still has the locust off the board, so I don't want to overcommit either way. But yeah, I'm just moving him into position. Yeah, and just here. I hit him with something. I think this is one where he foobarred, and then promptly I believe they ran off the table. The one where they flee, which was less than ideal for him. So yeah, that was something we actually we're trying to look up real quick and didn't. But yeah, Error didn't find it. But yeah, so he foobarred and ran them off the table. And then finally to my plan, I'm bringing these guys into the objective here. So at this point, my idea being is once I run them up, they'll probably hold position until the weak squad gets in, and then we'll push in towards the middle. Him knowing my plan, he brings his Panzer Shrek team in. So again, I like these guys. Cool. And the truck here. Yep. So they're facing off, and oh no. So yeah, he got onto my plan a little bit. So brings a Big Stompy in and just daggers him down to nothing. Thankfully, we stick around, but yeah, not a deal. 3. So on that, he just ignores them at this point and runs in to just start chopping up the squad. So I think his idea being is, okay, if he can, there's only 2 guys he should be able to mop up, and just focus just Big Stompy here on just wrecking these squads, which he runs in and just cuts them down. I think it was like a turn or 2. It took him, or a round or 2, but he just chopped them all up. And then over here, so I'm end up, the reason why didn't do anything was he was hit last time, and I believe I failed my check in the order check and went down, so I couldn't respond to him, so he's able to move up again. After murdering the one squad, he turns, and so with 2 pins and his Panzer Shrek here, he's just going to plan on just keep hitting it, and so he decides to clear off my ability to just claim more objectives. So yeah, he's just going to try to chop up these guys. Well, coincidentally, my counter is my 1, 2, 3, 4 Panzerfaust over here, so I run them up, ready to pop some shots. I'm going, okay, yeah, it's inaccurate and all this, but I'm getting into point blank range. I got him. Well, I did, but I think I rolled a 1 or a 2, and out of all of them, I hit with I think 1, and I stunned him. So, not ideal. Commanders not to be outdone, so they run up and just start popping shots. their pistols. Coincidentally, oddly enough, they managed to hit, so that was nice. Yeah, just a close up of the planned versus action. So I'm ready to do some more here, and like, okay, we fired this off, we're ready to start doing some damage, and poof. So Mr. Spotter here does his job, lines them up, and I guess he's really good, calculations or whatever, because they get hammered, and yeah, 3 pins, lose a couple, so problem. Speaking of problems, so they come up, we fired into here, mobilized this, and tried to do a little bit of shots into the zombies or something. Didn't do much. He counters bringing in the walker and just murders all but the three. So yeah, so zombies are in the truck, and the armored death is just waiting if anybody that runs this corner. So I think this plan's falling apart a little bit. He catches me out here and advances in, but luckily we don't. They surprisingly make it, and yeah, so I'm running them up. So the goal is I'm gonna either attempt to fire into here and or assault with this many troops. Going, okay, if he hasn't moved or anything, I should be able to actually grind him down with some numbers, and that brings us to 4. But surprise, medium howitzer comes out. It's the day of howitzers, and just lights this tank up and splats him. So yeah, I appreciate that. And on over to here. So the two commanders, one being the Warlord Games version, and then the Plastic Soldier Company, oddly similar. They're moving towards the objective because, yeah, some problems. So I'm throwing a couple bodies here, but as they move up, they're just cracking shots into these guys here to hopefully save the Mastodon. But at this point, I gotta control an objective, at least one. So yeah, not going to assault or anything. Just try to shoot them up as best I can, and then run to base. And I failed my order check. So yeah, I believe this was us just trying to rally, and yeah, that didn't work. And to that point, these guys are legging it to the top of the tank from the howitzer blast. Yeah, so these guys are trying to book it to one objective. Either one is fine, but just hiding out. Wait till last turn and then run on. So we'll figure something out, but minimum at least get to where people can't shoot you. Yeah. Again, we're pushing forward and thinking I'm going, okay, I'm going to charge here, take that out, or run up SMG this, and now we're contesting 1, hopefully 2, and I control 1. So 3 objectives, so it should be okay. And then not to since we've got him, he was able to pass his stuff, come in fine, and just decides to pick on the veterans this time because oh look, hey, the howitzer hit again, and put another 2 pins on. So to no one's surprise, he gobbles the locust gobbles up the squad and is ready for yeah, he's still hungry, so he's going for the daughters next. Yep. And the last of the squad here he sees my plan with the squads coming in here, so he jumps the horde of zombies out, and yeah, he's preparing to obliterates them and is just getting ready to counter me over here. Brings us to 5. So like I said, he comes in just chop 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 and they're gone. The special forces, we've kind of abandoned the plan for the middle objective, and yeah, we're all just gonna run and hide out here. Yeah, especially since this walker comes in and just it lights into them. So yeah, you see, I'm open, going okay. I changed my mind. I was going to hide out, and then I said, no, we're going to go for it. So bring them over. I got the 2 LTs coming up here. They're holding the one objective, and yeah, so we're coming over here to capture, and then yeah, so they get obliterated. Yeah, so they're so now I'm back to preserving and not letting them capture or eliminate any of my other stuff. And honestly, we called it there. He brought up a tank to cover the middle objective, so yeah, anybody that was yeah the small team got gunned down, and yeah, we just called it. So ended in a draw. So he had the 2 objectives to my 1. I was able to kill four units, so that was cool. But a little bit of it taken away from the only 2 of them being 2 of them being transports, and yeah, I lost 6 units, so not ideal. Um, yeah, but so yeah, once that locust got in there and just started chopping things up, but no, it was a really cool game. I had a good time, and always enjoy playing this opponent. So thanks for watching.